everybody, welcome back. I'm Jem, this is my creative space, and we're back with another idea for our interactive junk journal elements. So if you've been watching along with this series, you'll know that I'm compiling a source book for myself with lots of different things that we can put in our junk journals that add a little bit of fun, a little bit of interaction. So things that do something, if you like. So where are we going today? Well, let's find the right page. No series on interactive junk journal elements would be complete without the good old Turkish Map Fold, would they? Now, you may have seen these before, you may be new to them. Whichever way, do hang around. They're a great way of including things in your journal that are a bit different. If you have seen them before, hopefully today I'm going to show you a couple more ideas that you can do with the basic map fold that might just enhance your journal. So the map fold can be done, the Turkish map fold can be done with a rectangular piece of paper like this, or a square piece of paper like this. And you will see that basically they open up and they fold down. So quite often when they're going into a journal, we will glue a piece down like this and then they fold open. Now this is a great way of including an image or some journaling space, or you can turn them into little tuck spots and pockets. So let's put this aside for a moment, because I want to show you a couple of things that I've done previously with Turkish Map Folds. So this is the first one that I want to show you. This was for, I think it was Junk Journal July last year. And this one here, you'll see, is made from a rectangle. And if we open it up, you see all of that. There you will see that this one actually is a map. So I started with a rectangular map and I've done it in such a way that it becomes a pocket for these tags. So you'll see the tags sit in there. This one has a cover on, which I'll talk about later on. Let me show you another idea. So completely different. This is the Creep on June challenge last year. And this is the Turkish Map Fold here. And this one you will see has a little band and the tip tucks in. And it's got a little picture and then opens up for hidden journaling space. Okay, so there's our Turkish Map Fold. We've folded it over and tucked it in. Okay, so a couple of different ideas there already to sort of extend the basic Turkish Map Fold. But let's go back to basics. Let's start and figure out how we do this. So I'm going to start with a square. So as I say, they can be, so if they're square, they'll come out looking something like this. This was made from a 6x6. This is slightly bigger. It's about 7.5-ish. So if they're square, they'll come out looking like this. If they're a rectangle, they will be slightly longer this way. But the folds are the same. So now this, and again, so this is one-sided paper, printed on one side. The piece I'm going to show you with is actually printed on both sides. And you can do it with either. All right, so we're going to fold across. Now, you really don't need very much in the way of equipment to make this. You need a piece of paper and a bone folder. And a bone folder or something like the back of some scissors, which you can get your creases nice and sharp, is really useful. Okay, so I've folded it both ways. All right. Now with a fold at the top, I'm going to bring this one down. And we're going to crease down there. Same with the other side. down, crease, and then we're going to bring these corners in. Now when you do this, you'll realise that it's best not to do this with anything that's too thick. So you're going to struggle a bit if you choose to do this with cardboard. Sorry, I won't turn that around and confuse you. So I'm going to do the same thing and bring this one in. So now by the time you do this, you've got quite a lot of bulk here. So you do want to just try and make sure those creases are as sharp as you can get them. We're going to reinforce them in a minute, so don't worry too much, but it is helpful. All right. Now, what you will find, and you probably see it better on this side, is you have this square at the top here in these corners. And what is useful to do at this point in time is to bring that top bit over and just crease those, just those sides there. So again, you've got your square here, and you're going to bring it down and crease. Now you're not creasing in the middle, so you're not doing this bit, you're just reinforcing these side creases. And if you turn it around and do it on all of those little bits, it makes the next part easier. Now the next thing you want to do is to just fold on that diagonal. Open it up and fold on the diagonal again. Now that's all your folding done. What we're going to do now is, again, working with these little corners, you're going to grab a corner and pinch, bring it down so that the edges are lined up. You see that? So you're sort of making a square, if you like, as if you're making a box. And then you just manipulate it gently so that that comes over and folds back. You're going to do the same again. Grab your corner and bring it down to line the edges up. Oh. When you fold it for the first time, it can be a little bit tricky. Now if it gets a bit tricky like that, that's okay, just unfold and I'll show you a little trick. The easiest thing to remember is that these two creases here and these corner creases are the ones that fold in. And you will see, because we've pulled our corners over like that, in fact if you do the two and then push the sides in, it's sometimes easier. There we go. And then those two, and just manipulate it until it goes down. Now that looks complicated, but actually once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. All right, so what you're remembering is, if you turn it this way, these two creases here and the side triangles are the ones that fold into the middle. So what I was doing with these triangles is, if you hold it and you fold it so that the edges here are lined up, you will find that quite naturally that then comes over. All right, and if you do that again, and then your sides come in you'll find that it all comes together. It's really hard to show you on the camera, but once you've done a couple, it does make sense. All right, so you need 2 of the sides folding in and the corners, and I will emphasize that because that's the trick. Okay, so 2 of these sides stay flat and 2 fold in. So when you look at it like that, you've got kind of a zigzag, and that's the other way to remember it. All right, so zigzag that side, zigzag that side, and it all folds in. There you go. Just to show you the difference, I'll show you once more with a rectangular piece of paper, and this again is double-sided because it's music paper. So you fold in half lengthways, nice crease, go across to get your centre crease, open out, you've got your fold at the top here. So you're going to come down to that centre crease, both sides, now with the rectangular piece of paper you will notice that of course this fold doesn't come down to the point, so when you're bringing this side over, you're not lining up a point, you're lining up the edge of the paper with that centre fold. Okay, so again, and this is how it looks. So you've got the elongated part here. Okay, so again we're going to open it out and we're looking for our corners. Now they look a little bit different, so this is going to be what was our corners on the other one. So here's our creases. You're going to want to come across and just fold those down, and again with this one reinforce those bits. Turn it round and do the same. Now these pieces are longer, of course. We're going from the corners of that fold there. Corners of that fold there. Out to the edge. Now what that should mean is that these bits coming across pop up quite nicely. So you've got this was our corner last time. So again, you're going to grab that and pull it down so that it's level with the edge. Okay, so you're kind of pleating it. And in some ways it's easier to do it on all the corners first. So you're pleating it like that. Okay. And this one, pulling it down. And you've got that little triangle here. And we're going to pleat that down. And last one. Did I do that one? I can't remember. It's folding down nicely, isn't it? Mind you, this music paper is quite old and soft. There we go. So those are all coming in, our little ones, and we're going to bring this one in as well. So it's sometimes helpful. Make sure that fold's going the right way. So and there we are. Right, so we had those four, brought those sides up, and they all should just pleat together nicely. So again, you can see the difference. If you make it with a square, these sides are shorter. Make it with a rectangle, you've got a longer piece here. And when you glue them down, there we go, opens out. So again, you can think about if you've got a lovely image that you want to include, you might want to put that in the middle. Or if you've got double-sided, you might want to do it like this. And let me show you this one, which I made earlier. Now this is what I say about the paper, because I made this with, it's probably around, somewhere around 200 GSM, and it was quite stiff to make. But it does give quite a nice solid kind of holding, you know, if you want to use it as a pocket or something like that. So this is cool, and it's got a nice pattern on the inside that you could open out. Now you could put some pieces of paper in here as journaling space, or you could put some tags in, but you don't really want just this plain white. And if you think about this one, if you look here, you will see this was a double-sided map. But to make this front piece look attractive, I've actually put a different piece of paper, a different image on top. So I'll show you quickly how I did that. So if you think we're going to use this one in our journal, what I'm going to do, whilst it's folded up, I'm going to take this piece of paper. This has got quite a nice corner design here. So I'm going to pop my map fold on there, and I'm just going to draw around these three sides. Okay. Oh, let's find my scissors. And cut along those pencil lines. I'm just going to use my eraser and take those bits of pencil off. And the other thing I'm going to do, before I stick it down, of course, is just to ink those edges up. Before I put this one on, I'm going to pull out my little bag of page tabs here and see what I've got. That actually looks as though it's come from the same series of papers, doesn't it? I think it has. Yep, there's a few bits in here. I was doing something with them the other day and turned my scraps into page tabs. Okay, so we've got that one. No, I think this one. So before we put this on, I've got a little tag here and a couple of bits of washi tape. I'm going to add just a little bit more decoration, I think. This this tag is part of a freebie I have up on my Ko-Fi page at the moment. It's part of a Gothic themed freebie. So do go and check that out if you like things like that. Just going to tuck that under actually. Just put a little bit of ink on the edge here. Pop that there. We need a bit more. Right, just a little bit more. Now, I mean, you know, like a lot of things I show you, you can decorate these and do, you know, whatever you like with them. I think I'm just going to include that. I got a little bit of, no, I was looking to see if I've got a little bit of black ribbon in here. There's my little scraps box. Pull that out. There we go, just a little bit of something. And I picked this up off my desk from where I've been doing a video earlier in the week, and because I got the key, and there's a key on here, you see. Right. Pop this in, on rather. There we go. And now, of course, what we're going to do is to glue the two together. And this is just providing a little cover. So particularly if you've, you know, if you've got one-sided paper. Now, as you saw with the one that I showed you just now, you could fold this over if you wanted to. I can't do that on this one because, oh, I haven't got that quite right, because it's too thick. It's a cardboard. Okay, so there we go. When this goes into my journal, what I would then do is to glue this side so that stays down. You've got your little tab, pull it up, and as I say, you could add images, journaling space, you could add a little quote, or if you turned it this way, you could use it as a pocket to put little tags and whatever in. Right, so there's that one. I will just show you quickly with the music paper. This is nice and thin. If you wanted to do what I've done with that other one, all I did was when it was finished, I folded it like this and put a band down here. So just sort of like a belly band for this to tuck under. And then to open it, you pull that out. You could have an image like I'd got, and then it opens up like this. Okay, so that's how I'd done this one. There's our piece. It opens up like that. Okay, so I've just put that little belly band there to tuck it into. So fold like that, and then it opens out. All right, so there we go, guys. There's some different ideas for your Turkish Map Fold. You know, those other ones. There's the other one I did. So I hope that's been fun. That's another reasonably quick, actually, little addition to your junk journal in terms of an interactive element. It's not quite as complicated and time consuming as some of the pop-ups and things we've done, and as I say, great way to use it. Use an image or make a different type of pocket or tuck spot, or for that hidden journaling space that you want to keep tucked away. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I'm actually going to be on holiday for the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping that I'm still going to be able to get an interactive journal page up at the weekends, but if you don't see too much during the week for the next couple of weeks from me, that's why. But I will be back, and for now, please do carry on enjoying the interactive journal page series. We will see you soon. For now, stay safe, happy crafting, ka kite anō.